But a few years earlier, I had had a conference with an esteemed visiting poet who looked at my rather modest student poems, stopped at a poem that had the speaker in bed with a shaft of sunlight coming through the blinds. It was a tame little poem, but apparently it stuck in his craw. "You women poets are very graphic, aren't you?" he said, with a slight shudder of distaste. I had never heard the phrase women poets before, and until that moment, I didn't know I was one. But I knew at that moment that men could be made uncomfortable by women writing about their own bodies, and that was a defining moment.
I've been a feminist poet since 1964, when I found myself writing a sequence of poems, later entitled Once More Out of Darkness, based on my first two experiences of pregnancy and childbirth, two daughters 18 months apart. Wondered why I had never read poems on this subject, and realized the subject was taboo, and I was breaking a taboo.
Once more out of darkness. Once more out of darkness come the great green hills. Wind plunges and lifts, jays plunge and scream overhead. Slowly erupts up, again the risen red.
Propaganda poem, maybe for some young mamas. The Visiting Poet. After reading the girls my old pregnancy poem that I thought ripe and beautiful, after they made themselves clear it was ugly, after telling the girls I would as soon go to my grave a virgin, God forbid, as go to my grave without ever bearing and rearing a child, I laughed. And if looks could kill, I would have been one dead duck in that so-called feminist classroom.
Oh, young mamas, no matter what your age is, you are born when you give birth to a baby, you start over. Better than sex, that bitter honey, maybe could be the connection you've been waiting for, because no man is God, no woman is a goddess.
But a baby, any baby, your baby, is the most perfect human thing you can ever touch. You say, young girls, we want to live our lives, don't want the burden, the responsibility, the disgusting mess of children.
Postscript to propaganda. That they limit your liberty, of course, entirely. That they limit your cash. That they limit your sleep. Your sleep is a dirty, torn cloth.
That you are wheels to them, that you are grease. An iron doorway they kick open, they run out. Nobody has remembered to close it.
That in this fashion, the years pass, like calendar pages flipped in a silent movie. And you are old. You are wrinkled as tortoises.
Come on, you daughters of bitches. Do you want to live forever? What actually? What a lot of garbage we all shovel. What a lot of self-serving, self-pitying rhetoric we splash around in. When I was in college, everyone expected to get married and have babies, and everyone thought this was her own idea. Although from this distance we can see that we were programmed. Presently, everyone believes motherhood is the sinister invention of patriarchy. I believe that some of us are born to be mamas. Nobody can know how many or which ones. Some born not to be, some in the middle. Were there maybe a few young mamas sitting in that classroom in the winter light, subdued, their codes inaudible? Were they afraid to choose? Wanted to tell them, mamas or not mamas. We all get damaged when put to use. We get like worn out houses. But only the life that hoards and coffins itself is already dead.
Dream. A woman, olive-skinned like an Indian, brown-haired like a European, crouches over a stool in a green room. She is in labor. She is giving birth, comfortable. She rides with this work for hours, for days, for the duration of this dream. Ostriker continues to break this taboo in her subsequent publications as she explores her identity as a woman and what it means to be a woman poet in a patriarchal society. In this journey of self-discovery, Ostriker has provoked great change in the literary world, making a woman poet a force to be reckoned with.